Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, crypto nerds of all ages, you know who I am. My name is Monty, and I am your crypto nerd. And today, we're talking to Brian from ChoiceCoin because who doesn't want to talk about choices and DAOs and blockchain and Algorand? Stay tuned. Boom, there we go. We've got Brian on the show. Thank you so much for taking some time with us on a fantastic Friday afternoon. You're from ChoiceCoin, man. Tell us what is new with ChoiceCoin. ChoiceCoin has been around for a while, but refresh the viewers, what the project is all about.
Yeah, so I guess first, just thanks again. I really appreciate you taking the time to talk with me. I'm a huge fan of the show, so it's awesome to get to be on here to talk about ChoiceCoin. So, ChoiceCoin is the largest open source software project on Algorand. Our main focus is building decentralized voting software. We're also the largest operational DAO on Algorand. So far we've had 3 votes for our community. We have about 33,000 users around the world, and the majority of that is focused again on building that decentralized voting technology.
Excellent. That is now. Is that official somewhere? Is that like in the record books, like the largest decentralized, like DAO, 33,000 different wallets?
No, I don't think that it's in the record books anywhere. I've just sort of like been scrolling through tiny charts and now go explore, checking to see like where everybody else is at. But I think
is there anybody else even close?
I don't think so. I think we're by far the largest operational DAO on Algorand.
Yeah, I would think so too. All right, very very cool. So, what was the last vote? How did that go? And are there any ups and downs to running a DAO? Do you run into some like technological issues you've had to fight through?
Yeah, so actually, technological issue we were fighting through was the last vote. So the last vote was on the type of smart contract software that we were going to use. So the question was whether it was going to be sort of like an algo stake model where the choice stays in your account, or if it was going to be more of a YLDY model where the choice leaves your account when you vote. So that was the question, and they voted for the sort of like the choice leaves your wallet when you vote. So when I talk to people, because I voted for the other one, I voted for it stays in your wallet, but they voted for the leaves your wallet, and that was in large part they thought it was more of like a Web3 type of solution as opposed to Web2.
Interesting. Okay. So is it if I was going to use ChoiceCoin for some of, let's say we turn Nerd into a DAO and we use ChoiceCoin for the the voting mechanism kind of a deal, I think one of the coolest things is kind of this a ranked choice option, which using a coin allows for. So if we gave somebody 100 coins, or they had 100 coins or whatever, they could literally vote with their choice coins. Okay, I'm 65% leaning this way, 30% leaning this way, and 5% leaning this way, kind of a deal. And that to me is really intriguing. Have you run that model yet, or has it really just been sort of A/B options so far, multiple choice and is all or nothing?
Yeah, so far it's just been A/B. I mean, we could scale it to add additional options, but like if you had a situation where you were like 60% one way and 40% the other, then you could definitely vote 60% for option A and 40% for option B. But we should definitely get KryptoNurd DAO going.
Yeah. We're all about it. Yes. So we're headed down that pathway, it seems like. Yes. And it's hard to determine, like, does everything need to be a DAO? Do people ask you this question?
Yeah, so I've been seeing a lot of that. Like people are sort of complaining, does everything need to be a DAO? And the answer is sort of like no, obviously. Like if you want to run like a security token, for example, like your asset's not going to be a DAO. But I think for like decentralized networks across the world, like Algorand is, like being a DAO does help, right? It helps to prevent like sort of regulatory scrutiny. It helps to ensure community participation, and that the people who have the asset are able to use it for a purpose and to have a voice. So I think it's a good thing. And I don't think it's a bad thing to have a lot of DAOs. It's just a new form of organization of people.
Yeah, I think that it's DAOrific. So if that's a dad jokes over here all day. If I wanted to start a real estate DAO, you're talking about like, it's not good for a security token, but they're, ALGO, YLDY has deemed, hey, their tokens are non-securities. So they're kind of, they don't have that voting mechanism all the way, although they did make some votes recently. But if we wanted to run some similar model, could we? Is there anything that would stop us from starting up a real estate DAO that just said, hey, we want to own, kind of like fractional ownership in Austin and Miami and, wherever else?
Yeah, no, you could definitely do that, right? Like, I mean, any asset on Algorand you can run a vote with our software.
Yeah. All right. So, has anybody asked you to create just an entirely weird DAO? Is like who's come across you and been like, I want this, and they gotta like whisper it to you, and you're like, no. What is that thing?
Yeah, I mean, I really don't think we've had any weird ideas yet. I wish we did. It's kind of a funny story, but we do have a lot of really great ideas. I mean, the ChoiceCoin DAO now has 5 total grants from the foundation that we've won. So our community does have a lot of really awesome ideas that they're putting out there, not just like ideas, but they formalize those ideas into inventions and new technologies that are really driving innovation on the network. So really excited about all the ideas that are coming out of ChoiceCoin.
So that begs the question then, doesn't it, Lauren? What are those ideas? Tell us more.
Yeah, definitely. So the first grant we had was it was for the DAO, right? So it was essentially sort of this DAO infrastructure, and the second was to build on that. But the third one, it came from a group from Africa who built a platform called Deco, which is now operational. So in addition to like ChoiceCoin being operational, we have one of our first projects is operational. But Deco is a crowdfunding platform on Algorand. And it's really exciting. The developer there, Joshua, is just incredibly talented. I think he's like 19 and he's running this whole thing all by himself. They just had their first like raise that went live. They have an app. I think it's in the Play Store and going to be in the App Store soon. But
this is amazing.
Really,
I don't even know what this is. This is a surprise.
Yeah, he's under the radar, but
I'm gonna get the nerd pen out right now.
Pace of progress is incredible. Yeah.
What is this called again? Deco?
Deco. Yeah, Deco. Yep.
DE what?
DECHO.
DECHO. All right.
Yeah,
like an echo, but with a D.
Yeah.
Because it's a DAP. I don't know. Is there some kind of methodology to that name? What is it? Is it D apostrophe echo, or is it just Deco, or is it?
I'm not sure. He so like originally he sort of like put this proposal together, and then we helped him by like giving him like a standard form grant application that we've been using, and we helped him put his idea into that format and submit it, and we're so excited for him when he got it. And then we had another one get another grant application. ASA Analytics is another team from Africa. They're using NLP to scrape Twitter natural language processing is a type of artificial intelligence to scrape Twitter and GitHub and Reddit for ASA information to provide more meaningful insights about these assets to the community, which is another really exciting project. They just hit their first milestone. And then super excited to announce we just got another grant to keep building out ChoiceCoin. So scaling out the DAO platform to make it more accessible to people both internally within the DAO and externally other projects too.
That's cool. I'm obsessed with anything AI, honestly.
Yeah, me too.
It's just cool, right? There's like part of our like everybody's got a job, and sometimes they go to their job and they're like, man, I gotta go do this thing that I hate. But like our job is just awesome. We get to talk to cool people, doing cool projects, checking out like cool things, and so it's just one of the great benefits I think of being in this community and kind of getting to be this position where we get to talk to people who are in touch with founders who just have cool ideas, and you get to facilitate here's how you fill out that Algorand grant form. Here's those you're talking about milestones. So for those of you who don't know, when you fill out the foundation grants forms, you've got to hit certain milestones in order to trigger certain activities and keep the project moving along. So those milestones are really, really important to make sure that you hit. So kudos to those guys who have hit their milestones. That's a big deal. Talk to us about you've got a chart project too, ALGO chart, I think, right?
Yeah, so we're hosting the first vote for ALGO charts, which is open source charting service for Algorand. So a lot of people are familiar with Tiny Charts. ALGO charts is an open source version. They also have the advantage of having a lot more data. So if you're looking for data before like January 1st of this year, ALGO charts is the best place to go. But we're really excited about that. We're going to have a vote on whether or not they're going to stay open source, which I think is really important. I'm pretty passionate about open source software development, so definitely hoping that that's the way that one turns out. But people will be able to vote with command. So ALGO charts' token is command, which is cool because it allows people to get rewards in ALGO based on their advertising fees. So if you hold command, you get ALGO. And then it'll also reward users with choice. So that's the model we're using. And really excited about that on Monday.
All right,
Sweet.
cool.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I've been dominating. You go ahead, Lauren.
No, because I'm about to take it in a whole other direction. So
okay, all right. All right. I'm gonna ask Brian, like, how did he get into this? Like, what was that light bulb moment? You were like, hey, we need to make this.
Yeah, so I was doing a research fellowship at Stanford Law School on software patents for AI, actually. So I was reading and learning about AI patents, and then like building AI to analyze those patents. And academia was kind of cool. It was a lot of like research, but I wasn't making a lot of money in academia, and I wanted to be more of an entrepreneur. So I ended up joining the MIT Bitcoin hackathon, where I met Archie, and we teamed up, and we ended up winning the hackathon last year, which was really cool. And after the hackathon, we won. We ended up getting that grant from the foundation, and I sort of just been running with it ever since.
Awesome. All right, Lauren, I will cede the microphone to you.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so obviously I am a woman in blockchain, so I have to ask. I know you kind of mentioned, before we started getting rolling with the interview, but Her Tech Choice, is that what you said it was called? Why don't you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I'm really excited about Her Tech Choice. So Her Tech Choice is a program specifically for women to start developing on the Algorand blockchain. So one of the big problems in computer science is only about like 10% of women in the entire field. And one of the cool things about ChoiceCoin is that it's about 50% in terms of our developer numbers. Her Tech Choice specifically, now we have over 100 developers in the program, but it's essentially a software boot camp for women to get started. And I think that's a really cool thing.
I love that. Yeah, we definitely need more women in the space. I guess my next question, and I'm not sure if you'd be able to answer it. If you can, that'd be great. So what steps are you guys taking to ensure that security within the DAO is at its top performance? Just because, like with the whole Ethereum situation that they had, I think it was like in 2017, they ended up like getting hacked and people lost a lot of money, and it was just a whole thing. So I was just kind of wondering like the security on that.
Yeah, I guess the first thing is really just leading on the Algorand network, right? So Algorand is the most secure blockchain, as post-quantum security, which is a really cool thing. So we have all of that security built into our software architecture. But then we also had a security audit that we finished earlier this year. I think it was in Q1 for KryptoNurd, which is one of the world's most premier security firms. And that audit report is open on our GitHub, so anybody can check it out. But yeah, I think our model is very secure. Building mostly at a higher level, so using software development kits as opposed to deeper under the blockchain where some of the problems have happened. But I think very confident in our security. I think it's one of our strengths.
Perfect. Cool. No, I was just wondering, just because I think, DAOs are really awesome. They're a new idea. They're awesome, but just the fact that the code is open source and, you take just someone that's super smart and like really knows what they're doing, like they can just do a lot of damage. So DAOs, as much as they intrigue me, they also make me very nervous.
Yeah, I think, I do think, again, like the Algorand blockchain, it's the most secure, right? Like,
right.
It's possible to hack. Blockchains as quantum computers sort of evolve. That's like one of the main things that people are worried about. But I think Algorand's ahead of that. Safe. It's safe. It's secure. It's scalable, and it's faster than any of the existing architectures. So I think that's one area where we can really be confident. I think with ChoiceCoin especially, you could also read about our security architectures in our white papers and our other research papers. Like, we really focus on making this the most secure system in the world. So like traditionally voting systems are not secure, right? Like in the United States, voting systems are not secure. Like they're decentralized across all the states, and you have these sort of ad hoc software systems and people with punch hole ballots, and there's all kind of fraud and problems, right? But ChoiceCoin, we don't have that problem, right? There's no fraud, there's no security problems. It's global instantaneous voting with results, and a really amazing thing that we wouldn't have been able to do without the amazing technology that underlies it with Algorand.
Perfect. Love that answer.
What about influence? Are there people in your community who want to, put out, propaganda material, trying to get folks to vote one way or the other? Do you run into anybody who's sort of, pushy like that?
I hope that starts to happen in the future. I'd love to see people get more involved and heated and more passionate about the topics. I think right now it's still pretty collegial. Like, we talk about it, people will give their opinions one way or the other. Like I said earlier, like I voted against the last result. Like, I thought it would be better if the choice stays in your wallet versus sending it away. But we had sort of like a dialogue about it in our Discord, and I mean, there's so many people in our Discord, so everybody kind of weighs in and has an opinion. But definitely thinking about some like more hot button issues to get people more excited and passionate about what's happening.
All right. Well, that's good. Yes, I
If you
like
guys
that.
have ideas, let me know.
I'd like folks who play devil's advocate. Even on our own team, we have, a couple of us who, no matter what the idea is, somebody says, well, what if, and, they want to portray, the other side of the coin and do it like passionately, so that we can try and get, both sides. I think that's important, fair and balanced presentation there. Okay. So, besides, I mean, you've got a lot of stuff going on. But if somebody wants to engage with you, what other use cases are there for Choice Coin? Can other projects reach out to you and get assistance with theirs in some way, shape, or form for voting activities?
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, probably the best way is just to hop into our Discord. You can find me on there. At GreenRex is my name, GREENREX. But we just, one of our developers, Sam, is incredibly talented developer from Africa. He just built this new gateway for us, which is really cool. So we're just going to be able to like send projects a link whenever they're interested, and they're going to be able to automatically set up their own vote, which is a really cool thing. So I'm really excited about having that additional autonomy built into our software architecture. So really excited about sort of the software development there. But otherwise, yeah, you can also just like DM the Choice Coin DAO on Twitter. We're happy to help get other projects set up to vote.
I love how accessible everybody is, just, in Discord or Telegram or Twitter. I'm the same way. I get a ton of, direct messages, and, in fact, that's how this happened. Actually, it was a direct message, I think, on Twitter, maybe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, after Twitter Spaces.
Yeah, there's a Twitter space. So we're both in this Twitter space, Lauren. It was like, I think on one of these Sunday ones, maybe. And I was like, man, how come you're not on the show? And he's like, well, I don't know why I'm not on the show. Yeah. You haven't asked me yet. So
yeah.
so here we are. And the entire community, I got to tell you, is that way. Like everyone from, Kelly Callahan, folks that, even Stacy pops by and just says, hello sometimes. Folks that you wouldn't think are just easily accessible are indeed accessible all over the Algorand community. And that includes a lot of founders of projects. And there's a lot of folks who kind of have conversations going on in the background there. So I know you're a fan of AI. Obviously, you've got some history there. And obviously, you're a fan of blockchain and open source stuff. Are there any other projects that you were like, man, that's a really cool idea? How come I didn't think of that? What are you watching?
I think what YLDY is doing and what ALGO are doing, the sort of staking models, I think those are really awesome. I'm really excited about the DeFi there. So excited to see that growing on Algorand. I think those are probably the two main projects that I'm watching, but there's so many cool projects out there and so many cool things that are happening on the network. I really do think Algorand is an amazing place for innovation. So I'm excited to see the current projects grow and see new ones pop up.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an Algorand summer coming up here. There's a lot of announcements coming up and a lot of cool things and projects. So many projects are on the verge of making announcements and turning up. Just they're already like active and they're just kicking it up just another notch. So that's nice to see. So as far as Choice Coin goes, what's the next big thing that comes out for your project? Then how are you going to kick it up a notch? What are people going to be looking out for?
Yeah, so like definitely excited about this algo charts vote on Monday, but as far as like how we're building out the governance platform, I'm really excited about that because I want to create the system where we want to create the system where we have like multiple votes going at once, multiple projects voting at once. So voting is sort of an exciting thing that people can really get engaged with. And by decentralizing ability to make new proposals, I think that's going to be a really exciting thing. So like anybody who has a proposal for the network can go through the gateway that we've created, or that Sam created, to be able to propose a vote. So building out this sort of platform for governance on the network, I think is probably the most exciting thing to me at this time. And definitely looking forward to where that's going to go. Because I think we can build something that nobody else has really thought of before or could really think of beforehand. And I think that'll be a great thing for Algorand because it'll encourage people to participate actively in all these projects as opposed to sort of just rewarding them for having something, which I think is important.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Mhm.
I think that is important. And, you sort of hit the nail on the head. Like this is the next evolution of, a lot of projects and having that community involvement and having the community be part of the project. I think is really crucial. And the way you're describing it, that this platform where multiple votes going on at once,
Mhm.
there's a lot of activity. Maybe there's some lobbying that goes on,
Yeah.
and people who have opinions, there's valid reasons on both sides of whatever topic you're thinking of there. So I'm excited to see the team grow, and I think we agreed we're going to put together some kind of a liquidity pool. We've got a nerd choice liquidity pool. I don't know how we're going to do it, but we're going to do something, right?
Yeah, I'm excited for it. We're gonna
Yeah.
figure out where we're gonna put it, but yeah, I'm
Okay.
definitely excited about the nerd choice pool.
All right, we're going to make that
Sweet.
happen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate everybody watching. We're going to wrap it up here today. This is Brian. He's been from Choice talking about DAOs and like crowdfunding stuff, women in blockchain, getting new projects off the ground, the grants like from the foundation. So much going on right now. So we appreciate you stopping by. We're going to have you on again in the very near future. All right.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate your time.
All right. Take care out there.